What up, guys, and welcome to another episode of The Block is Hot. In this episode, I'm covering this week's best upcoming Cardano NFT mints. And as always, guys, do your own research, do your own homework, and if you want the full breakdown of these different mints and my personal plays, make sure to get yourself a jelly cube. But yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get into it. The first project on the list is a project I am notorious for butchering the name, so we're just going to call it Aeoniumsky for the purpose of this video. But Aeoniumsky is an art animation community focused project with really cool trippy block art pieces that they drop on a regular basis. Usually they drop a different block every single month, guys, and there is a series 1 and a series 2. We're currently going to be releasing the series 2 block number 17 November 18th, so literally tomorrow, and there's going to be 500 of them at 55 ADA each. The Aeoniumsky blocks always do exceptionally well, and there's two main reasons as to why. Reason number one is they have a super strong community, and a lot of people in their community need to have every single block. They don't want to be missing something in their collection, right? And the second reason is as time progresses, they're actually increasing the collection size of each of these blocks. So by getting in early, you can have one of these blocks when there's only 500 NFTs rather than, let's say, 5,000 in the future. And you can kind of see this already play out with their whole entire series 1, guys, where the floor is actually sitting at 390 ADA, with a lot of these having much lower collection sizes, such as 100 or 250 NFTs. Now, this mint is kind of a no-brainer because all 500 of the supply is going towards the public. There is no whitelist, and the mint price is only 55 ADA. But yeah, guys, on to the next project. The next project on the list are the Blurry Kits Lounge, and they are releasing November 19th. There's going to be 5,555 of these goats, and it's going to range from 35 to 65 ADA, depending if you own one of their VIK passes, if you're an OG, if you're a whitelist, or if you're buying in the public. Blurry Kits Lounge is mostly an art, PFP, and community project, and I wasn't super bullish in the beginning just because there's already a lot of goats out there with Goat Tribe, right? Now, we did have them on a voice call yesterday, and I learned a little bit more about what they were trying to build, and they explained to me that they're in the process of making a variety of Discord bots that can help out projects as well as different community members. One of the examples they gave is actually the bot that Mallard Order uses, and it basically tracks Discord and Twitter engagement and rewards members in the community that help promote the project with their own utility tokens such as Rune. And one of their goals is to make these different bots and make it accessible to other projects out there as a service, which is pretty cool. On top of the Discord bots, the team are planning to do staking, their own utility token, airdrops, mutations, and a lot of the basic stuff we see with a lot of different projects out there. And they also talked about how they potentially want to get into the whole ticketing industry, where instead of buying these different concert or sporting tickets and having that as a QR code email where now you have to sell it on Ticketmaster, instead NFT or tokenizing that whole entire thing, but they did say that would require a lot more money, and that would have to be something further down the road. In the meantime, they have launched these VIK passes, which are kind of their discounted whitelist for the drop. They released these a few months ago now, maybe even like 4 months ago. It's been a while, and they're currently sitting at 300 ADA with 70,000 ADA in the secondary market. So overall, pretty interesting project. I have my eyes on it, and like I said, if you want the full breakdown opinion, go get yourself a jelly cube so you know what my personal strategies are. The next project on the list is Automatica, and they are releasing between the 24th and 25th of November. There's going to be 2,000 Genesis eggs, and it's going to cost 60 ADA per NFT if you're one of their pioneers, and 75 ADA for the public. Now, what exactly is Automatica? Well, guys, Automatica are launching 2,000 of these 3D eggs that belong to different biomes, and essentially, depending on which type of egg you have, you are going to be able to incubate this egg in the future and hatch a creature out of it. And let's say this is one of the dragon eggs, you would essentially get a couple different dragon options. And usually I don't like 3D art, guys, but the actual animals or actual creatures that are coming out of these eggs look really, really great. They have a really phenomenal 3D artist, and you can kind of see here, this is one of their wolves that you can get. This is maybe one of their reptiles style ones, they have a Yeti one, and they actually have some other sneak peeks on their Discord that all look pretty solid. Automatica is mostly art, community, and lore focused, but they were saying that some of these Genesis eggs are going to be more powerful than different monsters or different eggs in the future, and they also brought up this whole entire Genesis Island thing that is going to be built with Cardano, and there could be some sort of gamified interaction with that, but they haven't really talked about that much. They also mentioned some other things such as staking and potentially their token as well, but right now, guys, I would assume that this is mostly a cool 3D art project with the whole entire excitement or gambling aspect of not knowing what's really in your egg. There's actually only been one other project that did this whole hatching thing from my knowledge, and that was Benjamin's group. And in Benjamin's group's situation, the eggs went absolutely crazy before they hatched, but some people were disappointed with how the fun plastics looked that came out of the eggs. What's really cool about this project, guys, is we already know the different types of creatures that can be in your eggs, and they do look really solid. So definitely a project to keep your eye on. The next project on the list is Jesus 2. Now, Jesus 2 already has their first collection launched, and now on the 24th and 25th of November, they are going to release their second collection out of a total of 3 collections. The mint price is going to be 150 ADA, and there's going to be a total of 2,203 of these NFTs. Now, what the heck is Jesus 2? Well, guys, Jesus 2 is mostly an art and animation focused project that are releasing 3 different collections with 10 characters in each collection in order to raise the funds to develop their own short animation, right? So the animation is going to be developed over the course of the next 9 to 12 months, and they have a lot of different people working on it, such as people that worked on Rick and Morty, on Midnight Gospel, on Adventure Time, and some other animated sci-fi trippy cartoons. As a holder of this, you're actually going to be able to watch this different content exclusively early, as well as get airdropped portions of this whole entire animation and kind of be part of the process of seeing this whole thing come to life. So overall, pretty cool thing. I like how they're developing a whole entire animation out of this using kind of the crowdsource funding from NFTs. And I do think that the art is kind of like a cool, trippy thing. Whether or not this animation is going to be a success or a mainstream is up to you to decide, but if you're someone that is into this whole trippy sort of thing and wants to watch their story on YouTube of their actual thing and just kind of be part of that, then I would check out this project. The last project on the list today, guys, and the one I'm most excited for, are the Keyboard Warriors Internet Cafe. This project is releasing between the 25th and 26th of November. There's going to be 8,888 of them, and the mint price is going to be 55 to 65 ADA, depending on public or whitelist. Keyboard Warriors Internet Cafe, otherwise known as KWIC, is mostly an art and community-based project with some retro lore built in. If you see over here, guys, these are the different arts and different PFPs that you are going to be able to have, and it kind of has this whole street art, retro 80s type look to it, where they have like boom boxes and Rubik's Cubes and Nintendo Game Boys and all these other things that a lot of people played back in the day. So I really like the art style of this, and it looks like a lot of people in their Discord do like it as well, because the engagement is absolutely through the roof, especially in a bear market, guys. Now, one thing that is interesting about the project is that although it is mostly art and community and lore focused, they have talked a little bit about their roadmap or utility. They talk about their 1UP token, which is going to be a token that you can already buy whitelist for in the KWIC, but they're talking about having some more fun utility soon. The basic staking, they're going to have their mint, they're going to have some cafe channels that are like exclusive channels. They're then going to release a visual roadmap, different monthly giveaways for art, different charities, building the story. They're even talking about having these different internet cafes that you can go into in the metaverse, having different art exhibitions, another drop in the future, having their whole entire e-mart where you're going to be able to buy a bunch of different stuff on this site, not really sure what it is, and then it says it opens up into phase 2. Overall, I am excited about this project, and you don't see too often a project that checks off a lot of different boxes. The founders are doxed and flew from Australia to Vegas for CNFT Con before they even released. The art looks cool. The lore fits into the demographic of people getting into NFTs. If you look how male dominated and the age group of people getting into NFTs and kind of the whole retro style that they're trying to create, the roadmap seems pretty solid for now. I don't like how they're already talking about another collection because dilution is never good for a project, but overall it's looking pretty solid, and the level of engagement happening in their Discord and in their Twitter is pretty damn high, especially for a bearish market that we're in. So I do recommend keeping an eye on this project. I know a lot of the supply is going to whitelist, but there is going to be supply allocated to the public if you didn't grind out that whitelist. That pretty much wraps up this week's best upcoming Cardano NFT drops, and if you're interested at getting a deeper dive or getting a bigger analysis of what we're personally doing, make sure you check out Jelly Cubes. We actually have a ton of different alpha channels where we go over these mints on a weekly basis, and this is just an example of us going over keyboard warriors. You get the date, you get green, yellow, or red depending on our confidence on it, all of their socials, their mint times in your time zone, the amount of ADA, the supply, a deep analysis of it, the overall thoughts, strategy, minting risk, price predictions, a bunch of different stuff, guys. And we do this for a lot of different projects. So if you're constantly looking for some different mints to go for, it's a pretty good place to start so you don't get burned as much and at least have a second opinion. But yeah, guys, that wraps up the video, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.